All right, why don't we begin? Welcome to this 30-minute reading day meditation. My name is Ben. I'm a mindfulness fellow with the Northeastern University Center for Spirituality, Dialogue, and Service. This will be the second to last Thursday meditation. So we'll do one today on reading day, and then we'll do one more during finals week next week. And then that'll wrap us up for our 2020 virtual sessions. And stay tuned in January for what our protocol will be, whether we're still doing recorded sessions every day of the week, or if we'll also have a live component, all depending on how things go over the winter break and start of the spring semester. So, with all of that logistics out of the way for all the new folks, if anyone is viewing this as a recording, we can get settled and begin our practice. So why don't we begin first by finding a stable posture, something that will be comfortable and sustaining for the next 25 minutes or so. I see more people are joining. Welcome for those joining the live session. So we'll first find a position that'll be upright and supportive. If you're seated in a chair or seated on a mat or a cushion, finding a way to support your knees, thinking of your base as like a triangle having 3 points of contact with the ground beneath you. Or if you'd like, you can lie down in a comfortable place, feeling support all along your back and along the back of your legs and the heels of your feet. Eyes can be gently closed or slightly open, fixed at a point maybe a few feet in front of you, or at some static point on a wall ahead of you, perhaps the ceiling if you're laying on your back. Hands can be folded in the lap, or they can be on your knees or at your side. Whatever is most comfortable and feels most natural to you right now. Take a moment to check in with the breath that we carry with us today, noticing if it's long or short, deep or shallow. No need to control it at this point, just checking in, finding a single point where the breath sensation is most clear. This could be in the nose, in the chest, in the throat, perhaps in the belly or your shoulders, or some other place in the body where you feel the breath very clearly. Again, keep this point of present breath awareness in mind as an anchor to return to if and when you notice your attention drifting from our given object of meditation later on. We will begin and end this practice with 3 chimes. So as the sound of the bell fades, we can settle into our breath, perhaps making slight adjustments to our posture as our body gets settled. You can draw a deep breath in through the nose, allowing the chest to expand, relaxing the muscles in the belly, allowing the belly to expand. And then when we can't hold the breath anymore, releasing it out through the open mouth or through your nose again. Allowing your shoulders to relax, your chest to relax, your back to relax. Taking another deep breath in, filling the chest, expanding the belly. And again, at the height of the breath, gently releasing either through an open mouth or through your nostrils. We can steady our breathing, steady our focus, steady our busy minds by practicing some timed or controlled breathing exercises. So we will count on each in-breath, on the space between breaths, and on each out-breath. You may adjust the timings to whatever is most comfortable for you right now, whether you're more inclined for shorter breaths or longer breaths. We'll aim to follow a pattern of drawing their breath in for 4 or 5 seconds, holding for 2 or 3 seconds, and then exhaling for 5 or 6 seconds. So that can be in for 4, hold for 3, and then out for 5 or 6. Again, you can adjust these timings to whatever is most comfortable, but making an effort to keep the exhale longer than the inhale. This will allow our mind and our body to settle. We'll keep our mind busy by counting. If and as you notice your attention drifting to thoughts of the day, past, present, or future, any worries, anticipations, memories perhaps, you could recognize that all of these commentaries are perfectly normal, perfectly natural. It's what our mind does most moments of every day. And so, with patient acceptance, we'll acknowledge that these thoughts are present, but then we'll attempt to detach ourselves from the personal nature of these thoughts. We can perhaps comment on this commentary by saying, there is a thought about this, there is a thought about that. Simply stating that, iterating that in your mind, and then returning back to the counting of breath. 4 on the inhale, 2 or 3 between, and then 5 or 6 on the exhale. Take a moment now to direct your attention to the space between the eyebrows, your forehead, the muscles all around your eyes, relaxing them if they're tense. We often hold a lot of tension, a lot of pressure in this space, especially right around the eyebrows, so we can allow our face to breathe a little bit, relaxing the muscles here. Likewise, the muscles around the cheeks and the jaw and the mouth, releasing any tension. and extending down to the neck. May make slight movements, slight adjustments. Relaxing the muscles here. Our neck is so often under a lot of strain in our day-to-day, often to do with our posture and the nature of our reality these days, attending all of our attention to screens. And so our neck often bears the brunt of this pressure. So we can take some time now to perhaps roll it out gently, and also give thanks to the muscles in our neck for supporting our posture each and every day. At this time, I would like to invite you to pursue a practice that resonates with you today. If you have completed body or embodied practices before and that is resonant for you today, you may at this time continue down through the shoulders towards the feet, the body scan, bringing peace and relaxation and gratitude to the rest of your embodied form. If you'd like to simply sit with the breath, you can continue counting by timing the breath, or you may simply count a single number on each in-breath, 1 on the in-breath, leaving space on the out-breath, 2 on the next breath, and so on. Or if there's a particular visualization that you've practiced before that is resonant with you today, you may also practice that visualization. We'll take the next many moments just to sit with whatever feels right for us today. Today's practice is about being authentic and true to our present self, as well as extending self-care as we prepare for what the next week has in store for us. Whichever practice you choose to follow over the next many moments, you can notice whenever thoughts of the past or the future come into your mind. Acknowledge that this is the natural tendency of what our mind does, always processing this information and making it available to us. But we've set aside this time now to simply sit and be present with ourselves. So while our subconscious mind can think about whatever it wants to think about, our attention will sit with a present object of meditation. Whether it's a body scan, focus on the breath as an object of meditation, or some visualization of your choosing. If your mind has wandered, acknowledging this with patient acceptance, and then gently herding your attention back to your object of meditation. Allowing thoughts, commentaries, analyses, stories, memories, allowing any of these things to come up as they do, noticing that they're there, and then allowing them to pass through, returning to an embodied object of meditation, or perhaps that point of direct present breath awareness. Noticing if the quality of your breathing has changed from when we first began. Noticing if it's long or short, deep or shallow. Identifying a particular point, perhaps the nostrils, where the movement of air and the temperature of the air is clear to feel. and sitting directly with this sensation for a few moments. Just noticing any details. And if there is an intention we wish to cultivate today, or going into this weekend, or the rest of this week, you can bring the feeling or the words of this intention to the center of our attention. It could be a word or a phrase, or just a feeling we wish to cultivate. Drawing a deep breath in, we can imagine as if this intention is seated right at the solar plexus, at the bottom of the lungs, around the diaphragm, and the upper portion of our abdomen, allowing the clean, fresh air from the room to nurture and to energize the solar plexus, and in turn, this intention. On the exhale, releasing anything dark and heavy that we wish to let go of. Again, drawing in clean, bright, fresh air from the room, nurturing, feeding this intention as it expands into the chest and the lower belly, releasing anything dark or negative or heavy on the out breath. We can repeat this until our intention expands to fill our entire body, every cell within our form. As this intention forces out any remaining dark, negative energy we wish to let go of. You are an agent of goodness and light in this world. And as you're ready and on your own time, you can take 5 or 6 more deep breaths. And then, after 3 chimes of the bell, we will conclude our practice for this afternoon. If you are in a stable meditative state, I invite you to stay in it if you have the time at this point. Otherwise, you may begin to slowly open your eyes, wiggling your fingers and your toes. Gently bring yourself back to the room into this day or evening. Thank you for sitting with me.